UFC 322 is in a couple of weeks. Jack Della Maddalena will be looking to defend his title for the first time against Islam Makhachev, the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Some say the greatest UFC lightweight fighter of all time. But this entire card is stacked. It's a banger card. In my opinion, this is the best card of 2025. There's depth to the card, high quality fighters, and there's high stakes involved in some of the fights. So in this video, we're going to go through some of my favorite fights on this card, what I think will happen, and what the high stakes are, what this could look like for the UFC in 2026. But before we get into it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. For the first time in 2025, there's an actual UFC card worth $80, and it's this one right here. In the main event, Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev, the number 1 contender, the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and some say the greatest lightweight fighter of all time. If Islam Makhachev beats Jack Della Maddalena, he'll become a 2-division champion. And not only does he carry on that legacy of being Khabib's prodigy, the guy that came up under the scenes of Khabib and try to make his own way, but he would become a 2-division champion and probably a top 5 GOAT, a top 5 fighter of all time if he beats Jack Della Maddalena. But if Islam Makhachev loses to Jack Della Maddalena, we could see Islam versus Ilya in 2026. So there's a lot at stakes on this card, and that's why this card is so good. There's high-quality fighters, there's a lot of depth on this card, and there's a lot at stakes on this card. Anything could happen. Even in the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili could become a 2-division champion. But if Valentina beats Zhang Weili, she could retire. She could call it because what's left for Valentina? You know, she's kind of cemented her career already, but if she beats someone like Zhang Weili, could she surpass someone like Amanda Nunes? You know, if Zhang Weili beats Valentina Shevchenko, could she surpass someone like Amanda Nunes? There's so much at stake in just the main and co-main event, and that's why this card is so good. We didn't get to see this for UFC 321 or UFC 320. You know, UFC 319 had some banger fights. It had some good knockouts, you know. Jeff Neal, Carlos Prates, Lerone Murphy, and Aaron Pico. But this card right here is so stacked. There's a lot at stakes and high-quality fighters. In the featured fight, Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. In my opinion, I think this is the number 1 contender. I think if Sean Brady beats Michael Morales, no matter what, he's next for the welterweight belt. Because Sean Brady's coming off that Leon Edwards win. He submitted him in the 3rd round. I think that is more than enough to give you a title shot. But if he beats Michael Morales, if he finishes him, that's a title shot right there. So there's a lot at stakes for this fight because if Michael Morales beats Sean Brady, who's ranked number 2, he gets a title shot. He's coming off a win against Gilbert Burns. So the last 3 fights on this card mean a lot for legacy, for a future title shot, for like recognition on names on who you're beating, right? If Michael Morales beats someone like a Sean Brady, that's huge for his career because he already has someone like Gilbert Burns on his resume. You add Sean Brady to that, that's huge. Now this next fight, I don't think it should be on the main card. I still think this is going to be a very good fight, a very fun fight, but I think it is too high up on the main card. Bo Nickel versus Rodolfo Vieira. A lot of people love Bo Nickel, All-American wrestler. There's a lot of hype behind him, thinking that he could be the next champion, the next big thing. He did get exposed by Rainer de Ritter, but he's fighting a very good grappler, Rodolfo Vieira. I think Rodolfo Vieira beats Bo Nickel. This is my early prediction. But I think this is going to be a good fight. Either this is going to be an insane grappling match with Nickel versus Vieira, or it's going to be like Ben Askren and Damian Maia where the grappling cancels out and they stay on the feet. And it's going to be a sloppy strike fest. But still a fun fight. I think it is too high up on the main card. I think Beneil Dariush and Benoit Saint-Denis should be on that spot. But still a very fun fight. Opening fight on the main card. Leon Edwards, former welterweight champion, versus Carlos Prates. Banger fight. Insane matchup. This is going to be a good striking fest. And I'm happy for Leon Edwards because this is like his first fight in like 5 or 6 years where he's not facing a wrestler. It's not a wrestling camp. He can face a striker. So I think this is going to be a good, fun fight. I think Leon Edwards will look better than he has before because he is facing another striker. But Carlos Prates coming off that crazy spinning back elbow knockout against Jeff Neal. But if Carlos Prates beats Leon Edwards, he's right back in the title picture, right back in the top 5 in the welterweight division. And I think this is a great fight to open up the main card. This entire main card, besides the Bo Nickel fight, is stacked. It is stacked. This is, without a doubt, the best main card of 2025. Even the featured fight for the prelims, Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Fun fight. Very fun fight. Dariush is coming off that win against Renato Moicano, and BSD is coming off that win against Mauricio Huffy. Very fun fight. And even this next fight, Roman Kopylov versus Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop. Fun matchup. This is going to be a good striking fest. Aaron Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. Underrated bantamweight fighter right here, Malcolm Wellmaker. This card, without a doubt, is the best card of 2025. And that's what this whole video is about. There's a lot at stakes for these fighters. Tons of fun fights all the way down. Even on the early prelims, you got Angela Hill downhill. Gerald Meerschaert versus Kyle Dawkins. Early prelims, you still got some very fun fights. I think this is, without a doubt, best card 2025. It is worth the $80. Now, if you can't afford $80, obviously, find a website. But, if you never buy pay-per-view cards, I think this is the best one to buy before we go to Paramount. I wouldn't buy UFC 323. I don't think that's worth it. But this card, without a doubt, I think it's going to hold very well. I think this is a banger card, worth the $80. But yes, this is my just reaction, what I think about UFC 322, some of my ideas, what's at stake, and all that good stuff. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.